If you'd like to take your Broken Astral shade in your Pat McGrath Mothership palette from this to this, then just keep watching. Hi, I'm Kendra Morgan Official, and I like to put out content around single eyeshadows with a side of palettes, sunscreen, and makeup brushes. So if you like that kind of content, be sure to subscribe down below. It's free. Let's get started. I happen to have a Pat McGrath Mothership palette with the Astral shade. I think it's Astral Gold, maybe. This is a Pat McGrath Midnight Sun, so it's the 6th palette in her series, and it came to me shattered. I did a little bit of research and found out that these are actually baked into a silicone piece, and I want to see if I can repress and stick the shade back in here. So let's get started. First thing that I want to do is note that there are some tools that I have here handy, just grabbed out of my drawer, some magnets, some depotting tools, and some accessories. Then I also have this pan here. It's a former L'Oreal shadow, and it's really, really old, so I'm going to go ahead and destruct this palette, or this shadow, and hopefully get this shade in here, because this doesn't actually have a pan. It's got like a silicone piece down underneath of it, so it just it kind of sits on just a little bit of like a sieve looking mesh piece of material, from what I've seen in previous videos. So this is just one of those singles that I've had it for so long now that I'm not really interested in keeping it anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and get this taken out and depotted. And then I guess I'm going to try and take some of this out as well as I can, or maybe I'll have to crush it up. We'll see where I have to go from there, but let's get started. Let's dig in. Let's see what we can do to get this palette back in shape. Also to note, I did grab some isopropyl alcohol, and this is just merely to like press the shadows together. This is not for purposes of sterilizing or sanitizing anything whatsoever. You need to use a solution of 75% so that the amount of water keeps the solution on there long enough to actually kill and disinfect. 91% would actually evaporate quicker. It does sterilize and disinfect, but you would have to actually set the product in there for longer than 3 minutes. Okay, so now that we've got that kind of cleared up, let's go ahead and get this taken out. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. Okay, so got some paper here. I'm just gonna grab this shadow and hopefully just kind of pop it out. This is a 30mm pan. It's particularly why I took this shade apart, and I'm getting rid of it. Okay, so to better clean this off and make sure that I get everything out, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of my alcohol over here and just kind of pour it in and rinse it off. Again, not trying to disinfect, I'm just trying to clean everything out. And I don't want to use water just in case the water sits in the pan longer, and then I risk kind of like messing with the formula of what I'm putting into it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for just a minute. It looks like if I give it a quick wipe here, I can probably get most of it out. Yeah. Okay. I think I will go ahead and set some of this 91% in there just to kind of better clean it. I don't have any 71%. I guess I could put some water in the bottom and then put some 91% in there and then finish it off with 91%. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly off camera. I'll just kind of mix a solution of like 75% and I'll get it set aside. Okay, got that solution kind of put in there and it is sitting. Grab this and let's go ahead and trash this right here. We don't need this anymore. Next up will be to, I'm assuming I'm going to have to depot it and repress. I don't know. I did see somebody apply some heat to it and then it kind of just popped out. But with this being broken already, I don't really think you need to apply heat. And I definitely don't want to, you know, alter the formula any more than I absolutely have to. So grab another piece of paper, place it underneath this right here, and then just gently see what I can do to lift. Ooh, oh, did you see that? You know what? It's already broken, so maybe I could just pop it out. Ready for this, folks? Oh yeah, I got it. There you go. You can see in the pan that it just has this kind of like almost like a mesh sieve. I don't know if you can see that really well. Yeah. Okay. From here, I'm going to just pop the pan out. I feel, oh, it's not really a pan. It's just this piece of plastic. Yeah, honestly, you could take a pair of your favorite tweezers that you don't mind if they get a little bit. And then I'm going to just slide it underneath. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me bring it up to you. You can see this right here. Oh, and it just popped right out. Okay, and then there is the glue. I don't even know. This would have to be a silicone piece right here. See that? Yeah, that's got to be a silicone piece so that it can endure the high heat. Well, not high, but you know, somewhat higher temperatures from baking the shadows. Okay, so again, I'm just going to take a cloth here and wipe in and around this area. Okay, I'm going to probably go ahead and let that stuff go. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, there we go. Just wipe that off. All right. Okay, so the alcohol pan has been, or the pan of alcohol to sanitize has been sitting for a while, but just to double check here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can place this pan snugly in there, and it looks like it fits in there perfectly. So grab my magnet, take the pan back out, and I guess from here, I wonder if I could just take the pieces and just kind of chomp them up once inside the pan, and then kind of keep everything in there. So it's not quite dry. Let me go ahead and see. That's the risk you take when you got that 75% alcohol. You just don't know. All right, I'm gonna really quickly jump off camera and put some 91% alcohol to make sure that I thoroughly dry this metal piece, and I'll be right back. Perfect, we're back. It's all dry, it's all clean, and it looks wonderful. Gently taking this part right here, placing it in the pan, and flip this over. Let's get a close-up of this, shall we? Kind of see how the shadow looks. And then there's the other side. In just a moment, I'll tell you exactly which one it is. I forget off the top of my head, but was it like this? I don't remember. I just more or less want to crush the product up in the pan so I don't lose as much in yield transfer. So I figure, you know, maybe that kind of helps. Oh, here's this piece right here. So this is just basically like a little, probably a high temp or relatively can endure like, you know, degrees of dehydration. Piece of plastic. And go ahead and see if I can get this puppy pulled back over and into the pan. Wait, looky. You can see a difference. And it looks like some of the bigger chunks are on the bottom of that. It's almost like there's some silvery green flecks in there. Just going to put this in, kind of tuck it underneath. That's how it was before. I really don't know how on earth you would repress this. I guess, boy, I just don't even know. I guess perhaps you could take and crush it a little bit. Let's try pressing it just as is. Maybe we could just kind of get it together. I've got my tamper here. This is only 24 or 25 millimeters, so it is going to fit with a sufficient amount of room on the outside. However, I feel like if we've got some tissue paper over the top, this can probably do just fine with this tamper. All right, placing my tissue paper over the top, and let's just tamp it down, see what happens. Maybe the glitter particles will, there's just not very much binder. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't see how this is going to work because it's such a dry formula. I really don't know. I hate to add any alcohol to this because the product itself was baked. So, you know, there's moisture taken out of it. Okay, I'm just pressing with all my might and still not getting anywhere. So I hate to do this. Let's dump it out. Well, actually it does look like it's kind of going back together. You know what? Let me give it a couple more presses. Let's see what I got here. Put that all back in. Add a little of this product in and around the cracks to kind of fill them in. And let's try it again. This time I'm going to kind of, all right, this time I'm trying to like smooth it as I go. Looks like it is getting better. So I'm going to continue to try and press down and then smooth it as I go. And then again, just kind of coming in from the outside lip, kind of pressing towards the center. Oops. And then smoothing out with this. All right, let's see what we got. Looks not too bad. Not too bad. Let me see what the swatch looks like here. I feel like the swatch looks good. I mean, this is doable. I think I am going to go ahead and take this to a harder surface. My table's a little bit wonky. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple more firm presses. And I think we will be good to go. Okay, got it pressed. Looks really good. And I did not do anything as far as like crumpling it up and then repressing it or anything like that. I think I was able to just press it just with the big pieces that I had. So I'm making this a removable pan since I did have to transfer it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this out really well and then add a piece of magnet. And this old L'Oreal pan is magnetic, so it'll stick in there and it'll be removable. I don't really plan on removing it too much, but you know, it'll be there and removable if need be. There we go. Okay, so looking good. I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bit of alcohol so I can kind of get all the bits and particles so that there isn't anything left, and the adhesive, oops, can stick to the plastic really well. There we go. I think most of it's out. peel off the backing here to my magnetic strip. And in a lot of my previous videos, I talk about these magnetic adhesive strips. They're just like a sheet. I think it comes in like a 5x7 maybe. Get them at Walmart. I'm sure you could get some at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, wherever you feel so inclined. And then you can just cut out what pieces you need. I try to get as close to a circle as possible. You can see that really went over well. I'm going to go ahead and place this down into the well. And then take this tool right here, which did come from Hobby Lobby, by the way, and press all around the edges and just kind of flatten out any ridges or bumps or anything like that. There's one little one right there, so just press that down. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and lay this pan in there and see what it looks like. Wonderful. There you have it. Repressing the Astral Shade and the Mothership 6 palette Midnight Sun. Thanks so much for watching. I really enjoyed spending some time with you. And if you enjoyed spending some time with me, please make sure to like this video on your way out and comment below your favorite Pat McGrath shade. And it can be a single, it can be in a palette, it can be anywhere you've seen. Maybe you don't own any Pat McGrath shades, but you know by watching your favorite YouTuber that, you know, there's a shade out there that you really like. So let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Can't wait.
With you, I can be sad with you.